National anthems for Japan and then Ukraine there here at St George's Park. We'll now run you through the team news here at St George's Park, and we'll start with Ukraine for you. In goal, number 12, Bohdan Kurunic, and the outfield players, number 2, Vitality Trushev, 4, Taras Dutko, 9, Dmitry Molotsov, 11, Volodymyr Antoniuk, 13, Artem Kraslinikov, 14, Artem Sheremet. And for Japan, 18, Hideyuki Yanagi is in goal, 5, Taisei Taniguchi, 7, Yuki Soma, 9, Tetsuya Toda, 10, Ryuta Yoshino, captain, 11, Tatsuhiro Ura, and 16, Tenma Inoue. And we are very eagerly anticipating Ukraine in this one. We've had to wait 3 days to see them after the unfortunate withdrawal due to circumstances beyond the Federation's control of the Iranian team in Group A. Group A now a 3-team affair. And after their heavy defeat in Game 1, England and Ukraine all but guaranteed qualification, you'd imagine. But stranger things have happened in football. So nothing is ever set in stone. As you mentioned during the team lineups, Japan all in white in a lovely kit, and the goalkeeper is in dark blue. And for the Ukraine, the goalkeeper is an intimidating figure, one of the taller goalkeepers here at the tournament. Bright green shirts and shorts and white socks, and for the Ukraine, they are all in blue with some yellow trim. They are captained by the number 11, Volodymyr Antoniuk. And the categories for the Ukraine, they are all category 7 players, bar Taras Dutko, who's category 8. And their mandatory category 5 or 6 player is number 9, Dmitry Molotsov. For Japan, they are all category 7, aside from Taisei Taniguchi, at number 5, who is category 6. If you are new to cerebral palsy football, 7-a-side football as it's sometimes known, the pitch is shorter and less wide, the goals are smaller. We play half-an-hour halves, and there are no offsides, and throw-ins are allowed to be rolled in. Aside from that, it's essentially the same game as the 11-a-side format. And trust me, after watching nearly 3 days of competition here at St George's Park, it is every bit as entertaining. Hey, Kieran.
We've had 2 great games so far today. Let's hope this lives up to them.
We certainly hope so. It is Japan who will kick us off, kicking from right to left as we look at it, with the main stand opposite us here on pitch 2 at St George's Park. It's a Yoshino and Inoue stood over the kickoff as a referee, John Burridge, gets us underway here on pitch 2, and it's a slow beginning for Japan, who look long immediately down the field, but that's intercepted by Taras Dutko for the Ukraine. And here's Dmitry Molotsov, and he plays it back to Dutko to the left of centre, just outside of the centre circle. And here is Molotsov again, rather. Feeds it into Sheremet and gets it back. And now with Trushev in the defence, number 2. Dutko seeing a lot of the ball early on. Edge of the centre circle, just right of centre. Releases a cannon of a shot, and it's hit the post. Ukraine so close already. Here's Sheremet. Back to Molotsov. Dutko with a thumping drive only seconds before hitting the post. And it might go all the way through to the far post. Indeed it does. It's a really good save down low to his left by the Japan goalkeeper, Hideyuki Yanagi. As Volodymyr Antoniuk, the captain, nearly creeping in at the far post there. Corner taken short. Ukraine immediately back in possession. Here's Dutko once more. Square to Trushev. And here's Dutko again. Passes it into the area. Chance here for the back heel, and it's wasted. A really good opportunity there for the Ukraine. And it was Artem Kraslinikov. Sorry, Kieran.
Perhaps a tad unnecessary going for the back heel there. He had time. There was no one around him. Could have turned and got a shot away.
Yeah, really good opportunity for Kraslinikov. As the goal kick is straight to Dutko, and here come Ukraine again, all the way to the far side here. It's teed up for Dutko. Oh, really good save, and the volley for the rebound, and Ukraine lead already. It's the number 11, Volodymyr Antoniuk, the captain. It's a really unfortunate goal for Japan to concede because Yanagi's made an excellent save there, he really has. And Japan are behind and Ukraine are off and running in their campaign here at St George's Park.
The Ukraine setting their stall out early in this game. They're camped in the opposition half, and Japan had all the men behind the ball and still couldn't prevent that one.
We've not even played 2 minutes and Ukraine are ahead. Fantastic start for the team in blue. Japan get us back underway with Inoue. Plays it out to the right hand side. It's a good ball too to Taniguchi, who plays it into the middle, but he's couldn't quite find the pass, and Molotsov takes it off him. And here come Ukraine down the right hand side. This is Sheremet. Molotsov, who switches the play out. It's a lovely ball over to the left hand side, brought down beautifully by Antoniuk. Molotsov again for Trushev. This is Krasilinikov. Trushev once again in his own half, edge of the centre circle, plays it long down the line, down the right hand side, and this is Sheremet. Molotsov into the middle for Krasilinikov. Good ball that, and Dutko will have a chance to cross here inside right channel. Tees up to Molotsov into the area, and Ukraine battling away here, and eventually it's well cleared by Japan. And a chance maybe here, roared on by his teammates in the dugout. Inoue couldn't quite get on the end of his touch, and Ukraine back in possession in their own half in the right back position, and this is Dutko. Ball inside to Krasilinikov. Picks up on halfway and turns towards his left foot. Little ball inside, it's a good one too towards Antoniuk, but it's well read by the Japan defence and they clear it away. And as we mentioned pre-commentary, we're right next to the Japanese dugout here at St George's Park, and they're getting well behind their team. This is Dutko for Ukraine, and now Trushev on the right hand side. Here is Sheremet. Lovely ball into the channel for his captain Antoniuk. Back at the line to Sheremet. Ball inside is a good one to Dutko, and Trushev goes left. Now Molotsov. Good ball here, and Dutko has a chance to shoot left-footed from the edge of the area, deflected away. That'll be a corner. Again, roars of encouragement from the Japanese dugout for some dogged defending. Just running out at this point in the game against England. I think they were already 3-0 down by this point. Here we go then with Antoniuk into the edge of the area for Krasilinikov. Dutko keeps possession with Molotsov. Dutko again. Good football by Ukraine. And Antoniuk now coming in from the right-hand side into the edge of the area. To the right side of the area now for Krasilinikov. Couldn't quite get the cross away without being blocked. Antoniuk now feeds Krasilinikov again. Loads of space down the right-hand side. And chance of Molotsov, and now Dutko just curls it over the bar. Close from Ukraine. Taras Dutko with a good effort, but just too high. Japan survive. The goal kick taken by Tatsuhiro Ura, and it's all the way down the Ukrainian right, the Japan left, and I'm not so happy to let that one roll harmlessly out for a Ukrainian throw. Dutko helps it into the middle to Trushev. This is Krasilinikov. Curled up the pitch towards Dutko, that'll just run away from him. And Kieran, it is extraordinarily windy here at St George's Park today. Will that have any effect on passes like that, do you think?
Well, watching the Ukrainians so far, they do like to play the ball in the air and play over defenders. Once it's getting up there, it is catching the wind and it is going to carry. So they certainly have to anticipate it. Goal
kick to be taken by Japan then. Second by the defender, long and high in the air, up towards halfway, up towards Yoshino. Good one too, to Inoue. Brings it down his right foot, but he's well tackled by Ukrainians. And here they go again. It's on the left-hand side for Antoniuk. Chance here with his left foot, and there's the second goal. Just inside the area on the left side, and Antoniuk is so clinical. It looked like Japan were in a good position to mount an attack, but all of a sudden Ukraine broke, and Antoniuk gets his second goal of the game, and he is just deadly.
Just what you want from your captain, real leadership, and gets himself in a good position, remains nice and composed, he controls the ball, one shot straight in the bottom corner.
Yeah, no saving that for Yanagi in the Japanese goal. A very good start then for Ukraine. We've played a total of 5 minutes, and they're 2-0 to the good against Japan. There's the team in white kickers off. And it's a long ball towards Yoshino, but it's just misplaced, and that'll be a Ukrainian throw right in front of us here in our commentary position. Rolled in by Molotsov into Trushev. Gets it back. Molotsov in red boots. Trushev across the left-hand side and Dutko. Crossing halfway now with the pass down the line to Antoniuk. On the left-hand side, cuts his field. And elects instead to go down the line to Dutko, who overlaps him. Dutko curls into the middle. It'll go all the way through here. Chance here for Ukraine. It's a good bit of defending by Japan. It's a nice Shadamet. It's a good ball down the line, 2 to Inoue. Inoue stood up by Trushev, looking for a bit of support. Inoue, he's done really well to keep all of it, but eventually he's crowded out, and here comes Krasnolnikov, the tall figure, striding through the Japan midfield. Here comes Shadamet now, right-hand side. Simple ball to Krasnolnikov, who goes left to Dutko, who has Molotsov on the outside of him. Here he is, Molotsov. Shot comes in, and there is the goal at the far post. Fantastic finish from Artem Shadamet, who slid in to get on the end of a fabulous cross from Molotsov. And it is excellent Ukrainian attacking play. And 7-8 minutes gone here at St George's Park. Ukraine barely out of second gear, but they're already through to the good.
Don't even look like they've broken a sweat so far, and well in control of this game.
And it's Japan who will kick us off again. Plenty of Japanese support around the stadium here. We've got a flag right by us in our commentary position with several good luck messages written on it in Japanese from back home. They're certainly well supported, Japan. And they're certainly enjoying their time here. We've seen them around about the hotel and in the complex around the past couple of days, all smiles. And it's been really great to see as Ukraine maintain possession here, just inside their own half. This is Molotsov, just right of centre. Flicks it over to the left-hand side for Krasnolnikov. Good control. Little ball inside the area to Dutko. He's looking for support. He goes back up the line to Molotsov, who's supporting him in left-back position here. Dutko comes in field to Antoniuk. Good player by Antoniuk. Striding towards the edge of the area. Here's Sharamet, who crosses it across, and it just evades the Ukrainian attack. And Yanagi can claim that in the Japan goal. Ukraine just looking so dangerous. They look so measured with every pass. Everything very deliberate in what they do. The kick goes long from Yanagi. Intersected by Dutko, good tackle in the centre circle. He's Antoniuk onto his right foot, cross the area to Shadamet. He couldn't quite get the cross into the far post. The attacker waiting. Here comes Krasnolnikov, who shoots right-footed. Really good hit, and Yanagi makes an excellent save. Really good stop from the Japanese goalkeeper Hideyuki Yanagi to deny Krasnolnikov. As Ukraine take the corner short, it's back up the line to Molotsov. He comes into the middle for Antoniuk. And here comes Molotsov again. Antoniuk may think about a shot. He's cut inside onto his right foot. Now goes across now to Shadamet. He's well tackled by Yoshino, the Japanese captain, leading by example, leading the defensive press. Molotsov back to halfway for Krasnolnikov. Dutko, got Trushev overlapping outside of him, goes for the 1-2 off the edge of the box, and here is Dutko, who switches the play. That's a lovely effort, but it's Trushev who just misses the target, sliding in at the far post after a long overlapping run. It was beautifully put together by Ukraine, and nearly another lovely goal. Goal kick though it is to Japan, to be taken by Taniguchi. It's long down the pitch, but Ukraine win it. And here comes Antoniuk, and this is Krasnolnikov, and back to Antoniuk on the corner of the area. Dutko now turning and twisting, and that's Molotsov. He strikes just wide. Close again.
Well, if Japan are going to mount a challenge in this game, they can't afford to lose possession so easily. Got to retain it, got to get in the opposition half.
Here they come with Japan with the goal kick. Be Tatsuhiro Ura to take it. That's long down the right hand side. That one definitely holding up in the wind as it flows definitely towards Japan's goal, as if they didn't have enough to worry about with the Ukrainian attack. Rolled in from the throw then on halfway on the far side by Ukraine. Here comes Trushev in the centre circle. Drops it off to Dutko just ahead of him, and he goes on the overlap for Krasilinikov, who tries to be his man and will win his team a corner. Again, the Japanese dugout enthusiastic next to us, praising every good move by their team. Be good to see. Krasilinikov will take the corner. Only one man in the middle. Ukraine looking to keep possession from the corner. That's a good bit of footwork by Antoniuk, who steps by his defender by the byline. It's let over for Molotsov. May fall for Sheremet, but it's good defending by Japan. And not a bad ball towards the winger here on the near side, but Trushev comes back to cover. This is Dutko. And now Molotsov. Krasilinikov. He's it back to his number 9. This is Trushev coming up from the back. Antoniuk goes to the 1-2 with Molotsov. Lovely one-touch passing. It's teed up for Krasilinikov, who takes the shot. Really good save by the goalkeeper. What a save that is from Yanagi. Goodness gracious me, we were right behind that here. And it looked for all the world as if Ukraine were going to make it 4. But Yanagi had other ideas. Corner taken over on the far side, short. Into the area it goes now for Sheremet. Well tackled again for Japan. They're defending really doggedly here. And it breaks here for Trushev on halfway, right by the touchline here on the near side. Infield to Molotsov in the centre circle. He drops it back off to Trushev on halfway. He can come up from the defence here into the right channel, drops it off, or attempts to Dutko. Doesn't quite succeed. And it's 13 minutes played here. And Ukraine lead 3-0. Good ball up the line towards Inoue, but Trushev will get there first. Beats Inoue for pace. Tall figure of Vitality Trushev. Here comes Molotsov into the feet of Antoniuk on the front line, edge of the box, back to goal, looks to turn and get a shot away, searching for his hat-trick. And it's another good Japanese block. Putting their bodies on the line, the Japanese players. Corner taken short again. This is Krasilinikov. Now with Dutko. Across to Trushev, inside right. Advancing into the Japanese half. It's a good pass to Antoniuk, and it may fall for Krasilinikov. Is that a penalty? Referee says nothing doing. Play continues with Dutko on the edge of the box. It's teed up for Trushev, and now Molotsov, who strikes it just wide. The Japan survive again. Big penalty appeal in there for Ukraine. Referee giving nothing. What do you make of it, Kieran?
Well, credit to the Ukrainians. They played to the whistle and carried on with the attack, which is nice to see on a football pitch. They weren't screaming and crowding the referee, and play continues.
Here we go, Trushev with the header in the centre circle. That's a lovely guided pass to Antoniuk. Cuts in field onto his right side. Plays it just to his right to Molotsov, who dummies away from one challenge. But Yoshino is dogged. Won't let him go easily. This is Sheremet. He goes back to the centre circle from Molotsov. And Trushev, usually the deepest of the Ukrainian squad. Out to the left is Krasilinikov. Ball down the line is a little aimless from the winger. And here comes Japan on the counter with Yoshino. Good ball down the line to Inoue. Needs some, support. Looks to turn. He's done really well Inoue. And it's a good tackle by Trushev. And unfortunately for Japan, it comes off Inoue. And Ukraine have possession on the far side from the throw-in. It's played across now. Across halfway on the right, the centre circle. Molotsov, who plays it to the edge of the box now for Antoniuk, who plays it in, and chance here for Ukraine off the post and out. And Dutko can't quite believe he's missed it. But here comes Japan on the break. Halfway line is Inoue, back to goal. Trushev at his back, looking to find room to get a pass away, but Ukrainian pressure overwhelms him. And here comes Dutko. Over to the right side of the pitch here for Sheremet, who will keep that in just. But it's a good bit of defending from Tetsuya Toda, who concedes a throw-in. Bounced off the linesman there. There's Antoniuk into the edge of the area for Dutko. He tees it up. That's Molotsov, who feints to shoot and instead finds Krasilinikov, who again does the same down the left-hand side. It's a good bit of clearance, and it'll fall here for Trushev, looking to find room for the shot. Here it comes, well blocked on the line again from Japan. I think it was Toda again who got the block in there. Ukraine, you get the sense of being slightly frustrated by this. And here comes Trushev receiving the corner shot from Krasilinikov. Back to Trushev, corner of the area. Comes back to Dutko, the deepest of the Ukrainian players currently. He goes right to Molotsov. Feints to shoot. Comes back onto his left foot. Inside now to Antoniuk, who does shoot. Deflected. Keeper has a job to do, tip it over, and then he does very well. Good save from Yanagi.
Japan have had their front man anyway slightly isolated so far in this game. Needs support up the field.
Ball comes short. Dutko receives it. Back up the line to Molotsov. Ukraine happy to be patient in possession. This is Trushev. Good ball to the right hand side. It's intercepted by Yoshino, and a chance here for Japan to come forward. He's got Inoue in support on his right. Inside left channel, Yoshino goes for a curling shot. It's going to take more than that to beat Bohdan Kulinic in the Ukrainian goal. One of his first touches in the match, it has to be said. 17 minutes played. Dutko for Ukraine. Inside him is Molotsov. Further inside is Krasilinikov. Little ball to his left, and Dutko beats the Japanese players for pace there. And that's Molotsov. And still going into the area left side. Shot comes in, really good save again from Yanagi. Wonderful run from Dmitry Molotsov. Skipping past 1, 2, 3 Japanese players, but even when the defenders are beaten, they still have the goalkeeper to get past. And Hideyuki Yanagi at times here has been in absolutely inspired form. As he kicks long at the field, it's nodded back to the goalkeeper by Trushev, who gets it back off his goalkeeper Kulinic. Down the right-hand side here to Molotsov, he crosses halfway. Into the middle is Antoniuk, just on the edge of the centre circle, back to goal in the Japanese half. He skips away from one, advancing towards the edge of the area here, drops it off to the left-hand side to Krasilinikov. Antoniuk now, exceeded for Dutko on the right side of the area is Molotsov. Strikes it at goal, must be, is it? No! Deflected over the bar, and Krasilinikov can't quite believe that hasn't found its way into the back of the net. Unbelievably bouncing over the bar. And he had his head rather in his hands. Krasilinikov, a really good chance. Japan then with the goal kick as they survive another one. That's long and high towards Yoshino. This one in the air by Molotsov. Yoshino wins the second ball there. Play towards Inoue, brings it down well on his right foot, plays it down the line. But Krasilinikov will get there first ahead of Taniguchi on the right for Japan. And it's across now to the Ukrainian right. Now into field into the centre circle for Trushev, who's advancing well from defence into midfield. It's a lovely ball to Antoniuk, who's clean through here. Chance for Antoniuk, and he tucks it away quite beautifully from the edge of the area. And the Ukrainian captain, Volodymyr Antoniuk, has a hat-trick. And Ukraine have fought.
But we've already said it once, but that's exactly what you need in your captain, leading by example. The minute he's in the box, you just back him to score every time. So composed on the ball.
He certainly was, and just shows Japan probably with their best attack of the game so far, but in doing so they left space at the back. And if ever you wanted a player to take advantage of that, Volodymyr Antoniuk would be right up there. 3 goals for the Ukrainian captain as we played just over 20 minutes. Back underway here with Japan. It's floated up the field slightly aimlessly there, and Trushev will bring it down instantly onto his right foot. In the centre circle here is Dutko, who looks to feed Antoniuk on the edge of the box. He does so well. Back now to Dutko, onto his left foot. Krasilinikov is outside of him, goes for the curler with his right, and it's well blocked at point-blank range by Taniguchi. Krasilinikov receives it by the touchline and goes again, but Taniguchi again is in his way. Back now to Dutko, who plays it across now to the right side, switch of play to Molotsov. Waiting for the pass to arrive to him. Here's Krasilinikov, edge of the area, onto his right foot, will take the shot. Oh, brilliant from Krasilinikov. The closest we've really got to a Ukrainian celebration, and that was worthwhile. That was a lovely goal from Artem Krasilinikov. Clinical finish from the edge of the area, and Ukraine are 5 ahead.
Just knew where the goal was immediately. Found the ball, had space, tucked it away nicely in the bottom corner.
Really, really good goal of the highest quality from Artem Krasilinikov, who was frustrated just moments before by the dogged defending of Tasai Taniguchi. But he gets his goal in the end. And Japan back underway. The ball goes high towards the edge of the centre circle in Ukrainian territory. Trushev rose so high to head that away. They fall here for Dutko, who has Sheremet on his outside on the right side of the area. Squares it across towards Antoniuk. Here he is again, and it's another one. The floodgates seem to have opened. It's Volodymyr Antoniuk who gets his 4th of the game. And he's almost on a one-man mission here, the captain of Ukraine. It is Ukraine 6, Japan 0.
Well, we thought England were impressive against the Japanese, but the Ukraine stepping it up a gear here. I fancy them to go one better.
21 minutes played, and Ukraine lead by 6. Encouragement coming from the dugout just next to us from Japan, encouraging their teammates on. And the funny thing is, Kieran, for all of Ukraine's 6 goals, Japan have actually defended for the large part brilliantly.
They've looked impressive, particularly the goalkeeper. Doesn't look like he's
Ball goes long down the right-hand side, and Taniguchi will keep that in by the corner flag for Japan. Sorry to cut you off there, Kieran. As the cross came in, but it was well blocked by Kraslinikov, and Ukraine back in possession with Antoniuk. Crosses halfway down the left-hand side. Down the line is Kraslinikov, as ever, on the left-hand side. He comes in field to the edge of the centre circle, and Dutko. Kraslinikov wants it back, there he is, right, left side of the area, back heel to set it up for Dutko, who gets there just after the Japanese defender. Maintains possession there, Dutko, switches it across the box towards Antoniuk, and eventually Japan will get that clear after a little bit of confusion between the defender and the goalkeeper. That'll be a Ukrainian throw. Rolled in by Molotsov, and the referee's assistant has adjudged that to have been a foul take. And we're going to have a Japanese throw on this near side to be taken by Yoshino. As the Japanese substitute just goes through his paces to our left-hand side. Here come Japan again, right side of their defence. There's a good ball forward into the midfield, and in a way won't quite get on the end of that after Yuki Soma's flick. In the end, it's Ukrainian possession on halfway with Dutko. Drives away from his marker, and here comes Antoniuk, hooking the right touchline now, drives midfield onto his left foot as he loves to do. Antoniuk with a back heel, it's beautifully done to Molotsov. Here we go with Antoniuk, trying to find space in the area. It's now Dutko on the right hand side. Now Sheremet. Kraslinikov can't quite escape. It's a good bit of tackling from Inoue, who has a man running up ahead of him. Tries to pick him out, but it's a really good block by Kraslinikov to recover well. And Ukraine back in possession here with the goalkeeper who drops it off to Trushev. And now to Molotsov, the number 9 for Ukraine, crossing halfway. Good ball up to the front, and Antoniuk. Defender slits, and Antoniuk has been given all the space he needs to score another. Beautifully done by Volodymyr Antoniuk. And Ukraine hit 7. And Volodymyr Antoniuk is going to need his own tally chart soon.
There's just no doubt again. He hit the ball up on the edge of the box, made himself a little bit of space with a smart turn. One-on-one with the keeper, there was only going to be one winner.
It certainly was. It was an unfortunate slip there by the Japanese defender, but once he was allotted that space in the area, there was only one outcome for Volodymyr Antoniuk, and the Ukrainian captain bagged himself another. We saw Jack Rutter, the England captain, hit 6, a double hat-trick against Japan in the first game, and Volodymyr Antoniuk still has plenty of time to beat that record. Here comes Yoshino for Japan down the left-hand side. Looks to play it down the line. It's well blocked by Molotsov. It's a Japanese put in from just inside their own half. Trying taken down the line towards Inoue, and the referee signals for a foul throw. And Ukraine will have the put in right and halfway here with Dutko, who rolls it in to Trushev. To his left is Molotsov, inside the centre circle. Left-hand side is Kraslinikov. Down the line now to his captain and star striker Antoniuk. Dropped off to Kraslinikov. Right hand side here is Dutko. Will strike it first time. Good hit from him. Unagi saves. And it's out for another corner to Ukraine on this near side. Unagi has been exposed on a number of occasions. And on a number of occasions he has delivered great goalkeeping. He hasn't had an awful lot of chance with the others. Here comes Kraslinikov then on this near side, turning onto his left foot. Lovely little reverse ball, and that's Antoniuk. Can't quite find room for a shot. He's determined to keep possession though. And he does so well on the edge of the area onto his left foot. Finds Molotsov just to his right. Molotsov turning away, and a chance there for Kraslinikov on the far side of the area, deflected out. And that'll be another Ukrainian corner. Even in such a tight, confined space, Ukraine's still finding options. Brilliant possession play from the world number 2s. Here comes Kraslinikov. And that's comfortably dealt with by Yanagi after a couple of deflections. And Japan now with ball in hand and a chance maybe just to breathe a little bit after a very intense period of Ukraine attacking. Yanagi goes up the pitch and Yoshino will get onto the end of that. He's blocked off though well by Shenomet, who prevents him from getting onto it. And here comes Molotov down the right hand side. We approach half time, only 3 minutes to go until the break. It's teed up for Dutko here, who goes all the way around the outside onto his left foot, cuts back onto his right, tees up on the edge of the box for Shenomet. He then tees it up for Kraslinikov, who curls it over. Good play again from Ukraine. Kraslinikov this time. His radar a little off.
Well, you'd have to say that the game already looks somewhat safer for the Ukrainians, so why not go for a bit of glory from distance?
Yeah, 7-0 at half time. They would have certainly taken that before the game was out. The goal kick goes up to the halfway, and Molotov is strong. Lovely footwork as well from Molotov. And it's back to the edge of his own area here for Trusev, who takes on Inoue. His pace takes him away from him and he goes down the line. It's a loose pass from Vitality Trusev. Japanese throw on the far side, which Taniguchi takes to Inoue. He's dispossessed by Kraslinikov, and Inoue will have a put in right and halfway on the far side over in front of those spectators. As Taniguchi puts it in. And it's launched down the line towards Yoshino. It's a good header by Yoshino as well. And in a way, felt he was fouled, but the referee says nothing to it. Could be something in that. It's a little bit high from the defender from Ukraine. Well, here comes Shenomet down the right hand side, released by Dutko. And Shenomet has the pace here, he gets to the byline, but he won't quite keep it in. Disappointed with himself is Artem Shenomet. Just a minute and a half to go before half time here at St George's Park. Game 3, the third and final game of day number 3 here at the CP Football World Championships. It's been another cracking day here at St George's Park. Antoniuk brings under control, steps away from one challenge. It could be another one here for Ukraine. It is. Oh, how clinical it is from Artem Kraslinikov. Almost an arrogant sort of finish. A lazy flick of his right boot just to divert it powerfully into the corner. It's another super goal from Ukraine. And going into half-time, they're going to be at least 8 goals to the good.
What's been really impressive with this Ukrainian team is, despite the fluidity of this game, they've been really well structured, really well disciplined in attack.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier on in the half, almost a measured nature to it. Clinical air, a ruthless streak. And Ukraine are certainly putting Japan to the sword here. It's a good win in the middle of the field there for Yuki Soma. And Yoshino now on the left-hand side for Japan will tee up his defender Tetsuya Toda to clear. And there's Inoue, brings it down on halfway, manages to find Taniguchi on the far side. Good spell possession this for Japan. And here comes Yoshino, left-hand channel, coming in field. Holds on to possession, which is good. Inoue looks to find the ball forward. Major fall for Taniguchi, but he's just beaten to it by Dutko. And Ukraine back in possession. There's Kraslinikov over on the far side. He cuts inside onto his right foot and finds Molotov in the centre circle. That's a lovely ball into the channel for Antoniuk. Oh, what a finish! What a finish from Volodymyr Antoniuk. And at half time, much like it was in game 1 for Japan, it is Ukraine 9, Japan 0, as we head towards the break. And the Japan defenders looking somewhat shell-shocked. And we talked about the last one being an almost lazy swipe of the boot. That was just the same, just an impudent flick of his left boot from Antoniuk for a beautiful finish to a lovely ball. As the referee blows half-time, and it is a rather poor feeling of deja vu for these Japan players who exit half-time at St George's Park for the second game in a row, 9-0 down at the interval. Ukraine, in their first appearance at these World Championships, have looked nothing short of imperious. And we'll be back with you in around about 15 minutes' time for the second half coverage. If you are on the live stream, and you can tune back into us then. And if you're in the venue, go and get yourself a refreshment. If you feel the need, 15-minute break. And you can enjoy the St George's Park sunshine. We'll be back with you soon.
Do you know what they're going to be? Yeah, no worries.
Welcome back to St George's Park then. Half time just about concluding here as the Japanese players start to make their way back onto the pitch. Ukraine slowly meandering on in fits and starts. And just time to recap really the day that we've had so far. It's been a fabulous day once more here at St George's Park. Day 3 of the Cerebral Palsy Football World Championships. We've seen 3 cracking games. Earlier on we saw Russia take on Portugal on this pitch, and it was 9-0 to the Russian team at the end of that one, just like it is here on this pitch currently, but at half-time for Ukraine against Japan. And the other game we saw over on match pitch 1 was Australia versus the Republic of Ireland, and it was Ireland who took the win by 4-1. Plenty of goals today. It's been very much enjoyable. And the substitution, just tell you about for Japan, it's number 6, Yuji Yamada, who's coming on to replace Sase Taniguchi. Taniguchi was very effective actually for Japan, one of their better attacking outlets in the first half, as the Japanese team enter a huddle in the on the edge of their area. Ukraine are going to make some changes as well. Dmitry Molotsov has come off to be replaced by Stanislav Podolski. And another change as well as Vitaly Trushev makes way. And the substitute has come on for Ukraine as well. It's the number 6, Edar Kanamanian, who comes on to play on the right-hand side for Ukraine as they get us back underway here. The world number 2s. And they have certainly played with that style. 9-0 up at the break. It's the same scoreline, incidentally, that England were up against Japan at this stage in their opening game of the competition. A rather crushing sense of deja vu for the Japanese team, but they'll be hoping to similarly improve in the second half like they did against England. That one ended 14-0 to England, so only the 5 goals conceded in the second half, which obviously is an improvement. Here's Yamada then on this right side, the diminutive figure, loses out there and gives it away to Krasnodinsky. It's a loose ball from Krasnodnikov. It's here for Kanamanian. Inside then to Krasnodnikov. Dutko playing in the defensive position now, and this is the substitute Podolski. Now Shenemet playing on the left-hand side now. Feints to go down the line, goes back up and instead. Shenemet keeping possession there with Podolski. And this is Dutko again, just inside his own half. Japan pressing well from the front, forcing Krasnodnikov all the way back to his goalkeeper, who's Bohdan Kulinic. And the ball goes long from Dutko towards Antoniuk, the Ukrainian striker who is currently sitting on 6 goals. Kanamanian on the right-hand side for Ukraine. Here he is again. Plenty of time on the ball for him. It's Krasnodnikov now in the centre of the park. Back out to Edar Kanamanian. Into the feet of Antoniuk. Now Krasnodnikov, bit of space on the edge of the area. Plays it to the left-hand side now, and a ball in from Podolski. It's a good gather by Hideyuki Yanagi. In the Japanese goal, Antoniuk was lurking. Currently the joint leading scorer of the competition, Volodymyr Antoniuk, which is quite frankly staggering given he's played half an hour less than everyone else. And he's currently sitting on 6 goals. Jack Rutter, the current joint leading scorer as well in the competition of England, who also scored 6 goals against Japan. That's headed by Podolski, but it's intercepted by Inoue, and it's released. Yamada down this right-hand side, and a good chance here for Japan. Yamada crosses first time, but Inoue hadn't quite caught up with him. And it's an easy gather for Kulinic, and away they come on the right-hand side here, Japan, with Kanamanian into the middle for Krasnodnikov. And now with Podolski playing on the left-hand side. Number 10, Dutko out to the right, and Kanamanian. He's forced to go all the way back to Kulinic. Podolski again, left back position for Ukraine. Ball down the line is a really good one, and we'll find Sheremet inside to Kraslinikov. Back heel is a good one towards Sheremet, but he can't quite latch onto it. It's a really good clearance from Tetsuya Toda. All the way up to the Ukrainian goalkeeper, Bohdan Kulinic. And they can build again from the back here, Ukraine, through Karamanian, who goes down the line from halfway to Antoniuk. Tackle comes in from Yoshino, but Toniuk rides it. And here they come down the left-hand side. Antoniuk has continued his run, checks back, the ball inside towards Sheremet, but it's well dealt with, and they'll go all the way out for a Ukrainian throw. Again, the reaction of the Japanese players in the dugout, supporting their team at every opportunity. They are very much enjoying being here at St George's Park. Ball up to the front towards Antoniuk. His back heel volley is slightly wayward, and it's picked up here by Yoshino. It's a good ball up to the front, and Inoue needs support. Inoue goes alone from a distance, and that's been the real problem for Japan, as they've struggled to get anyone up to support Inoue. The shot comes to be held by Kulinic, and Ukraine back in possession in the centre circle with Kraslinikov. Here comes Karamanian. Got Antoniuk moving down the line. Here he is, corner of the box, right side, back to goal. He's forced back to the centre circle for Dutko, who feeds into the edge of the box for Sheremet. Lovely dummy, and here comes Podolski, squares it across, and that's Antoniuk. And that is number 7 for Antoniuk, and number 10 for the Ukraine. And that is just about, Kieran, in my books, the pick of the bunch.
Well, Stanislav Podolski there, choosing not to be selfish, saw his captain in space, and with the goal at his mercy, squared it to him, and again there was only going to be one result. It's been a really impressive team performance.
It certainly has. Lovely back heel in the build up there from Sheremet to pick out Podolski. Great vision from the number 14. And Ukraine are into double figures here against Japan. And Japanese now back in possession with Tatsuhiro Ura. And now with Toda. Goes down the line towards Yoshino, the captain. Good ball into space for Inoue to try and latch onto. He's quick. He has done very well there anyway to get in front of the Ukrainian defender Antoniuk, but he couldn't quite make anything of it, and in the end it's going to be a goal kick. Ukraine also prepping another change. It's Vitaly Romanchuk who's preparing to come on. We'll wait to see who he's going to replace. In the end, here's Stanislav Podolski, and a good bit of pressing from Ionada, who is a little terrier on this right-hand side, really gets in the face of the opposition, doesn't allow them any time on the ball. Very quick. It's something that Japan were lacking in the first half, a little bit of speed in the attack. Ionada certainly offers that. The Ukraine come here with Dutko leading the charge inside left channel. He's brought down there by Yoshino, who may go into the book with that challenge. Referee, I think, just deciding to let him off with that. And the substitute's about to be made, and here's the number 14, Artem Sheremet, who's going to make way. Good performance from Artem Sheremet, who is heavily involved in the last goal that we just saw. And it's a performance then for the number 7, then Vitaly Romanchuk, who makes his way onto the field. And a chance then for Ukraine, about 20 yards from goal here, possibly 25, for Dutko to have a goal at goal. 2 men in the Japanese wall, Yoshino kind of half involved. Dutko places one, and it's into the Japanese wall, which did its job. Antoniuk gathers on the halfway and flips it into Dutko, who then spins it into the path of Podolski and gets it back into the area now for Karamanian. Teed up for Dutko. Lovely football again from Japan, but a good save by Yamagi. The goalkeeper has made some really good saves in this game. He has unquestionably been exceptionally busy. And in the face of adversity, he's made some wonderful stops as well. And that's an unbelievable ball if that can be kept in by Yoshino. And it can. What a pass that is from Ura. And Yoshino's cross is deflected. Karamanian under pressure from Inoue, who's brought him down. But what a lovely ball that is from Tatsuhiro Ura.
Delightful ball, long and across the field, and from here it didn't look like he'd get to it, but showed an excellent turn of pace to bring that under control.
Ukraine then also back under control. A lovely dummy there from Dutko just to buy himself some space in the centre circle. Kraslinikov now inside right. bearing down on the edge of the box, tees it to his left for Dutko. He's got Podolski running outside him, doesn't need him, takes a shot on, and Yanagi just about clings onto that one. It beat the first line of defence, which I think was supposed to stop the ball, his left leg, but his trailing leg just about managed to block it. It doesn't matter how you keep them out, just that you do. And Hideyuki Yanagi did just that as the ball goes forward from his hands towards halfway. Yamada now brings it down after the second ball. It's a good ball down the line, is it? No, it's just skewed away. Out for a throw in. Yamada apologises for the pass to his striker in away. And here comes Dutko. He feints away from the attentions of Yamada. Now here's the first touch for Romanchuk. The substitute. Antoniuk. Razalinikov to the left-hand side of Dutko, who comes in field effortlessly. Lovely ball to the right-hand side for Podolski, and now Kadamanian has space. Tees it back for Podolski, tries one more pass, and it's in the end a waste from Ukraine. Podolski got 2 bites of the cherry, and neither one was particularly useful. And they surrender possession in the form of a Japanese goal kick to be taken by Tatsuya Toda on the left side of the goal mouth for Japan. Flighted long up to the field, and it's Inoue who brings it down. He's battling away with Antoniuk, who's moved deep now. A man of many trades, it appears. The man who scored 7 goals is now playing in defence for Ukraine. Flicked around the corner too lazily by Kraslinikov. We praised his nonchalant style in the first half, but that was a little too much of that. And he apologises to his teammates. Rolled back in by Podolski, and here now comes Dutko on halfway. Plays to his right, and here is Antoniuk in the centre circle driving forward. You can take the striker out of the man, but you can't take the man out of the striker. And it's eventually surrendered by Ukraine. It's cleared away by Japan for a Ukrainian throw. And Kadamanian takes it and rolls it into the path of the Ukrainian goalkeeper Kulinic. Kadamanian again in possession now on the right side, just inside his own half for Ukraine. It's a good ball down the line to Romanchuk. And Kadamanian keeps possession of it for Ukraine. Now in the centre circle with Antoniuk. Man available to him, goes to Romanchuk to go all the way through to the far side for Dutko, not quite. It's now with the left side of Podolski, but Yamada's robbed him. And Yamada has pace. Antoniuk keeping up with him stride for stride, and eventually the captain just steps across him and gets the ball back. Really good defending from Volodymyr Antoniuk. Just experienced play. As Kraslinikov drops it off to the right-hand side for Kadamanian on the right-hand side. Kraslinikov into the centre circle, that's Dutko. Kadamanian, you've seen plenty of the ball in this second half since coming on at half-time, and he's used it well as well. Here comes Podolski on the left. Kraslinikov now dropping to this left-hand side. Lovely feet to nip in between 2 Japanese players. Beats another. Here he comes on the edge of the box. Kraslinikov. Oh, what a save by Yanagi. Thrusts the left hand in the air to tip it over the bar, denying Kraslinikov what it would have been a stupendous goal. Well, what a save that was.
Excellent save from an excellent striker. Yanagi just doesn't look like he will be beaten from range today.
Famous last words, that's all I'll say. Here comes Romanchuk. And he feeds it back to Kadamanian, who's touched for once, just deserts him. And that's going to be a goal kick to the Ukraine. 10-0 up currently. And we've played not much of this second half, only about 11 minutes of it.
We have to give credit to these Japanese players. We saw Junichi Sano rallying his troops at half-time, and they certainly seem to have taken that on board. They are much more in this game.
Goal kick goes long and down the left, but that one will go out for a Ukrainian throw. And yeah, he was really getting into them, wasn't he, the coach, trying to rally his troops, getting right in their faces, getting them motivated for the second half. It seems to have worked so far. As Ukraine take the throw, it's with Kraslinikov in the central defensive position. He's just moving out of defence now. Plays it to his right, and Antoniuk. Dutko drops into defence, and here he is, middle of the Ukrainian half. To the left is Podolski. Oh, what a touch that is. And Podolski is away here on the left-hand side, squares it across. It's good hands by Yanagi, but it was wonderful skill in the middle of all that by Artem Kraslinikov, who dummied and got away from the Japanese defender with a brilliant piece of skill. But here come Japan again. in a way, isn't letting Antoniuk having a peaceful time in defence. And here come Ukraine again. This is Romanchuk. To his right is Antoniuk, who's built it up, and here comes Romanchuk. Real opportunity for Romanchuk. Oh, off the outside of the post. Really good effort from Romanchuk, but he couldn't quite find the target, and he might have cleared only as far as Podolski, who couldn't quite keep it in. That's a throw in to Japan. Imada takes it short to his left. This is Tatsuhiro Uda. Time on the ball for Ura. Ukraine not pressing too much. Romanchuk comes across now. Ura now goes down the line towards Inoue. Just slightly overhit. Always difficult with the wind behind you when playing those long balls. And Kurunic gets Ukraine back underway, and this is Antoniuk on the right side of the defence for Ukraine, just on the edge of the centre circle. Dutko with a lovely ball down the Ukraine left, but Kraslinikov lost track of the ball. He appreciates the pass from Dutko. It's a Japan throw, taken short and then lofted long down the line. Podolski should be able to get to that, indeed he does. And here is Dutko. Sweeps it across to the far side, and Volodymyr Antoniuk, who comes into the Japan half onto his left foot, feeds into the edge of the box to Kalamanian. Falls now for Podolski, 20 yards from goal on the left side. Down towards the corner flag is Kraslinikov, looking to find some space through the legs of the defender. Really good play from Kraslinikov, crosses it into the far side, and there's a shot coming in from Kalamanian. That's a good save by Yanagi. Lovely skill from Artem Kraslinikov, who is one of them players who in an instant can just change the context of a game. He's a player with special moments inside of him, and here he is again, the number 13 of Ukraine. Lovely reverse ball, and here comes Stanislav Podolski, squares it across for Romanchuk, and back on the edge of the area is Antoniuk, and now Kraslinikov will have the chance to shoot, and he puts it wide. Well, Ukraine almost trying to walk it in the net there. He had several chances to shoot before it eventually came to Kraslinikov, but he wasn't clinical in the end. Really good.
The pressure's certainly off this Ukrainian side. They're looking to experiment now, try different things, and Kraslinikov is certainly taking advantage of that fact and putting on a bit of a show now.
Now, you mentioned he has the ability to be a match winner with some spellbinding moments, but from what we've seen so far, he also has the ability to be a touch inconsistent on his finishing. He scored two beautiful goals so far. He's also missed a couple of good chances as well. Here comes Kalamanian down the Ukrainian right. Into Kraslinikov. Good feet. And here comes Kalamanian again. Romanchuk now into the area on the far side for Antoniuk. Looks for the 1-2, but it's well defended again by Japan and cleared up to halfway for Dutko. Bang in the middle of the pitch. Left-hand side now is Podolski. Left-hand side for Kalamanian. And on the Ukrainian right, and here comes Kraslinikov, who turns and feeds it here for Romanchuk. Must be, and is. There we go. It is Ukraine 11, Japan 0. And that goal has been coming. It's the goal for the substitute, Vitaly Romanchuk. After they'd worked the space and they had the extra man at the far post, and Romanchuk couldn't really miss, despite the best efforts of the defender on the line. I think it was Toda. It's deflected home, and Ukraine are in cruise control.
They certainly are. They're flying in this game. But the Japanese, you've got to give them credit. They're not giving up, and they're still taking the game when they can to the Ukrainians.
Speaking of which, here comes Yoshino, who will never give in. The Japan captain. Brilliant play from him. The shot comes in, and that's over the bar. But example there of Japanese attacking intent if ever there was one. And here we go from the goal kick from Kurunic. That's Stanislav Podolski. The assistant is flagging. I'm not sure the ball went all the way out of the area there. It's going to be another goal kick for Ukraine. Yep, it is. That's what's been given. Podolski a little bit eager there to get the ball. Kurunic takes the goal kick again, and it's out the penalty area now for Dutko, and goes down the line towards Romanchuk, who waves that one goodbye as it's wide of him. And now Yoshino takes it in his control and switches the play to Tatsuhiro Ura. Good feet from Ura. Moves into the midfield and plays it forward past Soma. Can't quite get on the end of it ahead of Dutko. And Ukraine back in possession on the edge of the centre circle in the Japan half. Dutko picks up Kraslinikov, and a lovely 1-2 with Antoniuk, and Kraslinikov checks it back, and this is Podolski, and now Romanchuk, and now Antoniuk, and he's got another one. Is there any stopping Volodymyr Antoniuk? Ukraine have 12, Antoniuk has 8.
He just doesn't miss. Absolutely deadly. As soon as he's in that area, all bets are off on a goal.
18 minutes gone in this second half. We've got 12 minutes of the game left to play, and that 12 minutes could feel like an awful long time to these Japanese players who've given so much, but the gulf is just too far to bridge for Japan. Antoniuk is having a fine time of it out here in the sunshine at St George's Park. And here comes Japan from the kickoff. This is Ura, who steps away from Antoniuk. Does he know he's been robbed on the edge of the area? Antoniuk squares it unselfishly, and Romanchuk will walk that one in for another goal. It's the worst type of goal to concede for Japan. They're already finding it tough enough with the immense attacking power of Ukraine, but to shoot themselves in the foot like that is so frustrating, and you can see it etched on the face of Tatsuhiro Ura.
Yet more unselfish play from the Ukrainians, getting everyone involved in this this heavy scoreline.
It has been a really impressive display from Ukraine. As Inoue has it for Japan. Goes back into the centre circle at Soma, and that is ambitious to say the least if it was a shot. Might have been a pass, it might have been 6-1 and half a dozen the other, but in the end it is the same result. It's a Kulinic goal kick. Taken to the edge of his box to Dutko, and there's Antoniuk, and now Kraslinikov. Out to the far side for Karamanian. Line for him is Romanchuk. Steps inside a couple, drops it off to Kraslinikov. Outside the area, now left of centre on the D is Antoniuk. He falls for Kraslinikov. Lovely touch on his right foot. Can he get the room for the shot? He can, and it's tucked away. And Kraslinikov has himself a hat-trick.
Showed a good turn of strength then to stay on his feet. He could have been drawn into maybe going down after the challenge from the Japanese captain, but saw the goal at his mercy. Would much rather take that.
And a really good finish from Kraslinikov. That's a lovely touch to drag it away from the attention of the Japanese defenders. And the goals are coming in bursts here from Ukraine. No goals in the opening 7 minutes or so of this second half, but they've been excellent since. And here they come again with Inoue, Japan. It's a good build up again from him and Yoshino. Those two have worked well, and when they've been able to work in tandem with each other, when they've been able to get together and support. Japan have just too often found themselves slightly isolated up front. It's more than understandable when you consider they've got to defend against this Ukrainian attack. And a foul throw given, and that'll be a Ukrainian throw. And there's going to be a substitute made here for Japan. It's going to be the number 4, Hiroto Takahashi, who's been readied. He's going to have to wait for his entrance to this World Cup. And as that Dutko comes down the right side for Ukraine, finds Karamanian. Good ball inside to Dutko. Podolski in space, Dutko sees him, goes instead in the middle towards Antoniuk. And here we go, it's Dutko, can't quite get room for the shot, is Kraslinikov. He can, shot comes in and over the bar, and there's the example of what we were saying earlier, Kieran. Somewhat inconsistent on the finish at times, Kraslinikov. He might have scored 3, he could have had 6.
Put a little bit too much on that shot, didn't need so much power, it just lifted it and took it well over the bar, when perhaps a low place finish would have sufficed.
Here's Tenma Inoue, who comes off for Japan, and he has run his socks up front, being Japan's best player. He's a touch unlucky. He hasn't quite had any reward in the form of a goal. There's Ukraine build from the back again, and it's Karamanian. Ukraine then currently matching England's score in Group A, 14-0 it is against Japan. Another goal for them would see them overtake England in terms of goal difference before the two of them meet in a couple of days' time. But here comes Romanchuk. Good block on the edge of the area. Here comes Antoniuk, the deepest of the Ukrainian players now. He plays into the edge of the box and looks to get it back from Kraslinikov, but he gives it away to number 13. Yes, that crucial England game, England's second game of the group. We'll see them play on this Saturday, the 20th of June, 5 o'clock. England versus Ukraine. That will decide the outcome of this group, who will top it. It should be, on the evidence of this, a really good encounter. But here comes Ura, good feet from him, and he finds Yoshino. He plays it down the line towards the substitute. A lot of work to do to beat Antoniuk to that ball. And this is Kulinic to play it to Podolski. And down the line it goes to Kraslinikov. Lovely ball into the path of Dutko, surging forward in the inside left channel, squares it across, and that's Romanchuk. Beautifully done. Beautifully done from the Ukraine.
Another well-worked team move there. Dutko, he's been industrious, I'd say, in this game so far. He's been working hard in the engine room and linking up a lot of play.
I was just about to say, he really is the engine in this Ukraine team. Running the midfield, and in the second half running the midfield from a deeper position in the defence. They have been excellent, Ukraine, and that puts a third diagonal line in my tally chart. It's Ukraine 15, Japan 0. And here comes Yoshino on the left for Japan. Just over 5 minutes left in this one. 55 minutes gone or so here at St George's Park. The final game of day 3 of the Cerebral Palsy Football World Championships 2015. I've been treated today to some wonderful attacking play from first Russia in the first game, then the Republic of Ireland and Australia in the second, and now the Ukraine. Here's Podolski, left-hand side. Comes up to halfway and drops off to Dutko. Just left of centre on the halfway line, turns back towards the Japan goal now, into the midfield, drops off to Kraslinikov and gets it back down the left wing. Dutko comes inside onto his right foot, towards the corner of the area. Looks to find room for a pass, and he does. It's Romanchuk, who squeezes it back towards Dutko. Oh, off the inside of the post and out. Not quite sure how that one didn't creep over the line. It's gone all the way across this near corner flank, which Podolski retrieves. It's Kraslinikov who edges away from one challenge, attacks the corner of the area. Here's Karamanian. Drops it off for Dutko, edge of the box, chance to shoot. He instead elects to pass to Podolski, onto his left foot, tries to square, and it's a good save by Yanagi. And Japan survive.
Just going back a few moments there, the Japanese bench was certainly delighting in the header there of Yamada. It's fair to say he's not the tallest player on the pitch.
He certainly isn't, and just shows the commitment of these Japanese players still. With less than 5 minutes to go in this one, they're still giving their all. Credit to their country at this World Cup. It's teed up from the free kick to Kraslinikov then. Middle of the Japan half. Over to the right hand side for Dutko. Gives it back to Kraslinikov on the corner of the area. Comes in towards the centre. Exchanges pass with Romanchuk. This is Dutko, strikes from range on the far side. He'd have had a job on beating Yanagi from that angle. It's going to be another Japan goal kick to be taken by Tetsuya Toda. As we wind ourselves down. Yeah, 3.5 minutes to go of day 3 here at St George's Park at the CP World Cup. Toda with the goal kick then, up towards the number 4, that's Hiroto Takahashi, who gets his first touch of the ball, I make that. Nishino's gone for goal from a long, long way out. And he is Japan's captain, and he is arguably their best player. But it is going to take more than that to beat a goalkeeper of Bohdan Kulinic's quality. Here comes Dutko then for Ukraine from the goal kick after a couple of passes over the halfway on the left-hand side here. Striding forward, he has Romanchuk and Podolski ahead of him. Elects to cut in field and unleash a shot. It's a great save from Yanagi. You know, Ukraine has scored some great goals, Kieran, but Yanagi has also made some fantastic saves.
Like I say, time and time again from range, he's got down, got a sperm hand behind the ball, and arguably he's had a very big influence on protecting the scoreline.
Corner taken short to Dutko, who steps aside from Yamada to his right, tucks it into the middle for Romanchuk. Fed in again towards Dutko, who's looking to find room for the shot. He squeezes the pass through to Karamanian on the far side of the area, and it goes all the way through for a goal kick. Kanamini can't quite believe he hasn't scored that one. And again, Japan survive another scare. And it's going to be a goal kick to be taken by Tetsuya Toda in what could be the final few minutes of Japan's World Championships. They've come here all the way from the Far East to England. And despite the 2 results, from what we've seen, they've had a great time of it. It's been a great experience for them. Here comes Kraslinikov. The lovely ball towards Romanchuk. Slightly intercepted and he gets it back. He's well dispossessed by Yoshino. It dumps Kraslinikov on the deck. And here comes Yoshino then for Japan. And now Takahashi. Good feet from Takahashi. Looks to play Yamada now on this near side, but it's well read by Podolski. Japan just prepping their final substitution. Played by Antoniuk to Dutko. Crossing halfway, just right of centre. Sprays it out to this near side for Kraslinikov. Instant control on his right foot. Lovely reverse pass towards Podolski. Got Yamada for company, beats him down the line. Podolski cuts it back towards Kraslinikov, who controls it. Trying to find room here. Lovely footwork from Kraslinikov. Now Podolski, edge of the box now is Dutko. One more pass from Manchuk, and now Kanamanian! Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Tiki-taka football there from the Ukrainians. Just knocking it left, right and centre, almost toying with the Japanese there.
Absolutely superb. They really know how to turn on the style here, this Ukraine team. There's going to be a final substitution then for Japan. It is Hiroto Takahashi, who is being replaced. And he's going to be replaced by Sho Kuruda. Great experience there for Hiroto Takahashi, his first experience of World Championship action. And he gets high fives all along the dugout here beside us. Here's Yoshino then for Japan. He plays it back to the right defensive position and Ura. And now Toda out to the left-hand side for Yoshino. It's down the line. The first touch of the ball there for Kuroda. Just given away there. We're going to have 1 minute of added time here at St George's Park. Not long left to go then for Japan and Ukraine in this game. Ukraine 16-0 to the good. Here come the Ukrainians again. Dutko on this left-hand side, cuts in field. Sprays the ball across towards Romanchuk, but it's well intercepted by Yoshino. Japan captain looking to find the forward man, Kuroda, and it's well read by Antoniuk. And then who will top the scoring charts at the end of today with a total of 8 goals. Here comes Romanchuk, just holding the ball up on the far side, gives it back to Antoniuk, who started the game at striker, now ending it at centre-back. He's done his job up there with his 8 goals. Here comes Antoniuk again, and the referee blows full time. Well, Ukraine were sensational, there's no doubt about that. 16-0 winners, the Ukrainians. A fabulous performance from them, an exhibition at times of wonderful attacking football. Japan gave their all from first minute to last. And final thoughts, Kuhn?
Ruthless, absolutely ruthless. This Ukrainian team is certainly going to pose a challenge to England. I think there's a lot of lessons that have to be taken from watching this game. And it was just fantastic, to be honest. There wasn't an area of the Ukrainian game that I'd say there was a genuine weakness. No,
not at all. But if there was, then England will hope they've got the players to exploit it. 16-0, the final scoreline then, and there could be many candidates for this. Who is your man of the match?
There could be many candidates, but for me there's only one man. It's the captain of Ukraine. It's Antoniuk. He was absolutely brilliant, versatile, clinical, and exactly what you need in a captain. An excellent leader.
Just the 8 goals for Volodymyr Antoniuk. That's all in his first game at this CP World Cup. That will just about do us then for day 3. And just before I go, I'd like to point out to my co-commentator Kieran that I did predict 16-0 at the start of this game. So I'm just chalking that one up on my tally. But it has been a fabulous day of football here at St George's Park to end day 3. Ukraine 16, Japan 0. We will see you tomorrow if you are attending here, or if you are joining us again on the live stream. We've got some fabulous games coming up for you as ever. As you move into the opposite side of the draw, we'll see Brazil take on Venezuela. We'll see the USA play Scotland in a massive game in Group C. And in Group D, the Netherlands will play Northern Ireland and Canada will face Argentina. 4 games then tomorrow for you to look forward to. And we will see you then. If you are in the venue and you've been using the audio description equipment, please return your headsets to the person or place from which you received it. And until tomorrow, from me, Stephen Jamieson, and my co-commentator, Kieran Curtis, it's goodbye.